Hi there guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different from my usual videos. So yesterday I actually purchased my very first menstrual cup, and I spoke about it briefly on my Instagram, and quite a few of you had quite a lot of questions about it. So I thought let's do a video kind of highlighting the pros and cons of using a menstrual cup. This is obviously my first time using it, so I don't know everything. But I thought let's go on this journey together, especially if some of you ladies are also wanting to, start the journey yourselves. So I thought let's sit down together, let me have my second coffee for the morning, and let's chat all things periods and vagines. But yeah, let's get into it. Just a little PSA before we begin. When I refer to women in this video, I'm just referring to those who are anatomically female and can actually have a period, whether you are non-binary, asexual, fluid, you don't identify as a woman, whatever your sexual orientation is. Just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to refer to it as women, just to make it easier on ourselves, but I don't mean to insult anybody in any way. Alright, first and foremost, I think the most important thing, I did like a little bit of research last night as well, like watched a couple of YouTube videos, and a lot of them are like, this is a TMI video, and like if you put off by blood or whatever, don't watch this. I feel like our periods should be celebrated and something that we should be thankful for. It's not something taboo or gross that shouldn't be discussed and should be kept hush hush, because it means that our bodies are working and functioning and healthy. And I think we as women also need to change that stigmatism and change society to look at it as something that's beautiful, because it's not gross. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It is something that life can be created from. So before we get into the unboxing and try on of my cup, I thought let us go through a couple of pros and cons. I did some research last night and I have a list. So one of the biggest things is us as women, we can go through up to 17,000 pads and tampons in our lifetime. 17,000. There are currently 3 billion women on this planet. Do the math. That is like something like 100 million tons of waste that is going into landfills and just polluting our earth. And tampons and pads, it's not just made from cotton, and it's not all just biodegradable. There's also microplastics found in a lot of things. I mean, each tampon is individually wrapped in plastic, so all of that is just, completely polluting our earth. So we really need to start thinking about our eco footprint and being a lot more eco-conscious. So a menstrual cup can be used anywhere from 5 to 10 years, just depending on which brand and medical grade of silicone or latex they are using. So that already lessens our landfill waste and also our cost as well. I heard some crazy statistic the other day that one tampon or one pad costs 2 rand. And the fact that this is something that happens to women every single month and it is not like freely accessible to us is also just, that's a whole other topic for another day. And something else that goes hand in hand with that is that you can wear the cup for 10 to 12 hours. So you're not constantly having to change your tampon every couple of hours, depending on how heavy your flow is, remembering to carry it around with you. You can literally pop it in the morning and take it out in the evening in the comfort of your own home and your own bathroom. So another thing is a tampon sucks up all of the moisture that is in your vagina, so that completely affects its natural pH balance, as well as the healthy bacteria that is needed in there for it to function properly and to also fight off infection. And also, nobody wants a dry vagina. As I said, the cup is made from either medical grade latex or silicone, so that's not releasing any harmful chemicals into your body. Some tampons and pads have been known to contain bleach and dioxins, which can actually cause cancer in the body. And we are just willingly putting that into our vagine. That's madness. Another thing that you can get from tampons is TSS, which is toxic shock syndrome. That's because tampons can actually cause microdermabrasions in the vaginal canal, and that's a way for bacteria to get into those little cuts, and that can literally lead to you getting very, very sick. So just to recap on some of the pros, it's made from medical grade latex or silicone, so there are no harmful chemicals being released into your body. You can wear it for 10 to 12 hours, so there's no having to change it throughout the day. You can literally do it in your shower when you're at home. It's considerably better for our environment as well as our pocket, so much cheaper. And of course, we do have some cons. This wouldn't be an informative video if I didn't weigh up both sides, as well as for myself as well, to see if I do really want to continue with this. One of the biggest cons for me is the fact that if you do have an IUD, it can possibly dislodge it, because the cup actually causes a suction within the vagina so that there's no leakage. So that suction can possibly dislodge the IUD. Only thing for me is, though, I've had my IUD, I've had the Mirena in for almost 9 years, so she's definitely due to come out. So if for some reason it does come out as a result of the menstrual cup, I'm actually not going to be upset about it, rather than my gynae having to pull it out of me. So I'm still going to go ahead and use it, but just so that you guys know, if you do have an IUD, rather consult with your gynecologist or your GP, just to find out if they do suggest using the cup and how to use it correctly with an IUD. The other con is that you could have a latex or silicone allergy. Generally, you either have one or the other, so it's just about finding which product would be correct for you. But again, I think just consult your GP to see which product is going to work best for you. And then lastly, a couple of videos that I watched last night, some ladies did explain that you aren't able to have a bowel movement when you're wearing the cup. So that could prove difficult, especially if you're out and about, you need to go make a number 2 and you've got your cup in. But I'll let you guys know if that's the case, because some women say that they can go to the toilet with it in, and some women say that they can't, and the pressure is too much and it might just pop the cup out. But I'll let you guys know. I will do that research for you. Okay, so that's pretty much the pros and the cons covered. So now let us jump into the actual unboxing of this video. So I purchased this from Wellness Warehouse yesterday. It was 280 Rand, and this is from a brand called My Own Cup. They come in 3 sizes: petite, original, and grande. So I just picked up the original size. So for those that didn't know, obviously no vagina is the same. Every person has different sizes, different heights, different lengths, different widths. So another con could also be the fact that the first cup that you buy is not going to be the cup that you use, because maybe it doesn't fit properly. So it is a learning curve in the beginning. I picked that up quite a lot from the videos that I watched. Some women are lucky enough that the first one they use is fine, but a lot of the time you're having to purchase different sizes and from different brands as well, just to find your perfect fit. Our cervix also changes sizes during our cycle as well, so that can also affect the cup and the cup size. But again, I said it's a learning curve, so let's just learn together. So this is what she comes in, a little baggie, which is what you keep her in when you are not on your period. And here she is, my little cup. So you do get clear ones, you get colorful ones. I also saw in a couple of videos that these clear ones in particular do stain, which is apparently a very normal thing. In order to avoid staining, once you remove it, you should wash it with cold water first, wash it out with cold water first, and then wash it with warm water. Apparently that helps with odor and also staining, but staining is completely normal. So this is what it looks like. And then as you can see, there are 2 little holes. Some of them may have more holes depending on the brand. So those little holes are very important, because that is what actually causes the suction inside the vagina. So a lot of the times, if you do possibly have leaking or anything like that, it's because one of these holes is maybe blocked if you haven't washed it out properly, or if it's just not positioned properly and that sort of thing. But that's also something that I'm going to have to figure out myself. So this one in particular is made from 100% medical grade and allergy-free silicone, and it's quite a nice soft one. I feel like it will definitely be better to go for a softer silicone cup, because you do get different like strengths, like some of them are a little bit harder as well, just because I'm a little bit more active during the day, so I need something that's going to move with my body. So this cup you can wear for up to 12 hours and it lasts for 5 years. So I'm just going to open up this boxy. So this box like completely folds open and all the little instructions are inside. So first things first is you need to sterilize the cup. So you sterilize it obviously when you open up the box and you use it for the first time, and you only need to sterilize it in between like after your period is ended, you don't have to sterilize it every time you have to insert it, unless you've dropped it on the floor or dropped it in the toilet accidentally. So you just need to immerse this in boiling water for 5 minutes, and of course wash your hands with soap before inserting this and removing it. Your vagine is sacred and special. You can't just stick any dirty fingers up there. There's definitely a life lesson in that. I'm just gonna go and sterilize this quickly and I'll be right back. Okay, she has been sterilized, my hands are also washed. They do advise that you wash your hands with a gentle fragrance-free cleanser as well. You can even use an intimate wash on your hands that you would use on your moonfeet. So, folding the cup. That's also something, there's like lots of different techniques of folding. You can fold it like in a C curve, fork, like that. You can fold it something like, what's this called? I don't know, something like that, so that it's, I think it's all just like playing around to see what's easiest for you as well. So it's gonna be very interesting. Okay, so it says with your finger, push the rim of the cup down to the base of the cup. I'm assuming it means like that. Grasp the rim of the cup with your other hand to help maintain the crease while continuing to pinch firmly with original hand, ensuring that the rim is still pointed. So I think that's what it means, like that. Can you see there? Insert the cup until stem is about 1 to 2 centimeters inside the vagina. Okay, you guys are ready? I'm gonna go do this. Oh, jeez. So they also say, you know, find whatever position is comfortable for you, whether you're squatting or sitting on the toilet. I don't know if I'd do it sitting on the toilet, or with a leg up, or however you would generally insert your tampon as well. Okay. They also say that you can use some lubricant if you need it. Ooh, I just felt it like pop, which is a good sign, which means that the thing is opened. Okay, so she's in, and what they do advise is to just kind of feel around the base of the rim just to make sure that it has popped fully open. And if you pull slightly on the stem, if there's a little bit of resistance, then it means that there is a suction, which is good. So there is some suction, which is great. Okay, she's in. I don't know, I don't really feel it. I mean, I can kind of feel that it's there, but it's fine. It wasn't painful to insert at all. Yeah, she's in. She's there. I just hope that I put her up far enough as well. But again, you know, learning curve. I feel like as you do this more, it will get a little bit easier. And I'm sure, like, as I wear it throughout the day, it will also feel a lot more comfortable as well. So what I'm going to do is, it is currently 12 o'clock, I think, now. Okay, so it's currently 12:30 now, and I'm going to wear it for the rest of the day, see how it feels, see how I feel, and then I'll come in and check in with you guys a little bit later. Okay, I'm back. Just a quick check-in. It is currently 4:30 now, so I've had the cup in for 4 hours. So far I haven't been like very mobile. I've just been sitting around because we had guests over for lunch. So I have been sitting down quite a lot. I don't feel it like inside me, but I am very aware that it's there. And to be honest with you, I do have just a little bit of anxiety for when I have to take it out a little bit later, but you know, we will get through that together. But yeah, I just thought I'd be honest with you guys. But so far, it's super comfortable. I don't feel it. I'm just aware of it being there. So I think we'll get used to that like very quickly. So yeah, just a quick check-in now. And then I think a little bit later, maybe just before I shower, I'll take it out. So I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Okay, and I am back. So it is 20 to 7 now, so it has been in for a total of pretty much 6 hours. I'm going to be an old woman tonight and retire early. I know you can sleep with this in, but I generally don't sleep with anything in, like a tampon or a pad. I don't really sleep with anything on because I find that my period isn't very heavy during the night. I know some people do, so you are able to sleep with it, but for me, I don't think it's really necessary. So yeah, let's attempt to take this out of me. I think this is going to be a little bit tricky, but I think the important thing is just to relax, take it slow. So yeah, I'm gonna be on the other side of the camera so you can't see what is happening. Okay, so I definitely think that I could possibly put it in a little bit deeper, but because this is my first time, I obviously was a little bit more nervous to do it. So I'm having to kind of like reach in. So what you need to do, I think as I explained before, is kind of press, kind of pull slightly on the stem until you can kind of grip around it to press it. But it's quite slippery, so I am struggling a little bit. Oh my gosh. I think it's also kind of important to use your Kegel muscles too. I'm using both hands. Okay, so I've kind of broken the suction seal so that I can, okay, this is quite a story. I'm struggling a little bit because my nails are quite long. I'm like literally standing right next to you, so. Okay, and it's out. Okay, so she is out. I have washed her. So taking it out, I'm not gonna say it was the best experience. There's no pain. It's just a little bit awkward. So I felt like wearing it today, I could kind of feel this. This was kind of like bothering me here at the bottom, not pain wise, just I could feel it there kind of, because I left it quite close to like the base of my lips. So I could possibly insert a little bit higher. However, when taking it out, gripping this, because obviously there's moisture in there, so gripping this is fine, getting a grip on the stem is fine, but then trying to kind of pinch the cup, yeah, it was quite difficult. I had to use both my hands, like with one leg up. So yeah, I think again, this is just something that is going to take a little bit of time to get used to. But all in all, I probably had blood up to about there. So not a hell of a lot, not a very heavy flow. Clearly, I don't generally have a very heavy flow. There was a little bit of blood on the outside, but I did start my period this morning, so that could have just been what was in my vagina at the time before I inserted it. So I think it was in place, and so yeah, all in all, it was a good experience. I'm literally going to pop her back into the little pouch and then reinsert it in the mornings, and yeah, try it out for the rest of my period. Okay, cool. So I am wanting to trial it out for the rest of my period and actually trial it for the next 2 to 3 periods, so I can come back and give you guys a proper review and really let you know my thoughts and how I'm enjoying it and that sort of thing. I did receive a couple of questions, so I'm going to see if I can answer some of them now, and then the balance I'm going to keep for my video in like the next 2 to 3 months, and I can answer them then, because I think I'll be a little bit more knowledgeable on this whole story. Okay, cool. So somebody wanted to see the size. So here is the size. It kind of is just a bit smaller than the palm of my hand. Again, your size all just depends on yourself. As I said, it's trial and error. So you might get something this size and it might be a bit too big, it might be a bit too small. So hopefully, I hope for your sake that the first one you buy is going to be the one that fits you perfectly, but unfortunately it doesn't always work like that. So on the box, it does give you the dimensions, like what the capacity is and the length and the rim diameter as well. So if you do know, if you've been to a gynecologist before and she has told you how long your vaginal cavity is, then maybe that can help you. But otherwise, a lot of the companies sell generally like a small and a slightly larger cup, and the small one is for those who are under 30 and haven't had kids yet, and the large one is for those that are over 30 and have had kids. Okay, another question is, does it hurt? In my experience that I've experienced today, no, it does not. The important thing is just to remain calm and keep your muscles relaxed, breathe through it, and also just be gentle with yourself. I mean, I know we can get rough down there, but you know, this this is supposed to be a whole gentle process. You don't just shove your tampon up there, you know, you're also gentle with it. So I think if you are gentle with yourself, it won't hurt. Was it difficult to put in? My first time putting it in, I had no problems whatsoever. Again, it's something that you learn. You need to figure out which folding technique is going to be easiest for you, for your size and that sort of thing. But for me, first try, it was actually pretty doable. I'm worried about leakage. So leakage is very possible, as I was chatting about in the beginning of the video. That's generally when you haven't made sure that it is completely opened and it's created some type of vacuum. So generally when you're putting it in, you can almost feel the cup like expand, it like pops open. So you need to make sure that these holes are clean in between uses, because that's going to, these holes are what cause that vacuum like suck within the vagina. So once it's in, you can just slightly pull on the stem, and if you feel like there's a little bit of resistance, then there should be, then the vacuum should have worked. Otherwise, you can just slightly rotate it within the vagina as well, and that will also just help create a vacuum. Is it messy when you take it out? So yeah, my first experience, it wasn't the cleanest. But again, it was my very first time. A lot of the time women also take it out in the shower, which is a great thing, so you don't have to worry about, you know, messing and that sort of thing. Also, the blood inside is not runny, so if you're pulling it out, it's not just like dripping everywhere. It's quite a solid liquid. It's almost gel-like. So with regards to spillage, that's not really going to happen. I mean, you do get a little bit of blood on your fingers, but I mean, that's not a train smash. So if you're worried about mess, then just do it in the shower. Okay, can it get stuck? Look, I think it's possible. It's very possible to insert it a little bit too high and you might have difficulty taking it out. Wow, that's like nightmarish in my mind. But again, I think the thing is just to be gentle with yourself. Don't just shove it up there. I also don't think once it is vacuumed inside your vagina, it's not necessarily going to slip upwards because it is kind of being held there. So I don't think it's a case of it sliding upwards. It might move slightly, but not too much. Again, just be gentle, guys. It's your mumphy, just be gentle. Was it sore or uncomfortable to take out? Not sore per se, a little bit uncomfortable, but again, first time taking it out, I'm sure I'll get used to it and work out what is the easiest position for me to take it out and that sort of thing. When do you need to replace it? So as I said on the box, this says 5 years, but I actually looked on the Instagram and it says up to like 8 to 10 years. So it all just depends on which cup and company you're purchasing it from. How hygienic are they really? Look, this is 100% medical grade silicone, so it's not porous. It doesn't absorb anything. It is possible that it stains, but that doesn't make it dirty. So if it does stain, it's perfectly normal. And also, it's as hygienic as your practices are. So if you are cleansing it thoroughly, you're washing your hands, you're sterilizing it in between each period, then you should be fine. So yeah, it's all just up to the person. Also got a couple comments as well saying that it's not a question, just love mine and happy to see more people making the switch. Great decision, get some getting used to, but so worth it. Someone else said it took my sister 6 tries to figure it out when she first used it, so good luck. Well, luckily it went in fine the first time for me, but yeah, I think if you just research enough and don't just like buy it on a whim and do whatever, you know, Google is your friend, YouTube is your friend. You can learn anything and teach yourself anything. So just, yeah, be gentle with yourselves and educate yourself, girls. Okay, cool. And then just the last question, keen to find out more about what birth control people use. I have an IUD. So as I said in the beginning of the video with regards to, it was one of the cons that it is possible for the IUD to dislodge when using this. I did a little bit more research now throughout the day as well, and apparently, you know, it is possible, but these are still safe to use when you do have an IUD. It's possible to dislodge an IUD if you have rough sex, you know, or I don't know, if you're doing something strenuous. So I think just as long as you are being safe with these and not shoving it up too high and just being gentle with yourselves, I think that's the key word for this whole video. Be gentle with yourself, be gentle with your lady flower, then you should be fine. Again, if you want to consult your doctor, I would 100% just suggest that then. I do have a couple more questions from the list that you guys sent me, but again, I'm going to answer that in my next video. It's like, how is it with training, how is it with sleeping, and that sort of thing. So I can obviously only let you guys know that once I experience it for myself. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoy this type of content. Again, I think it's really important for us to open up these types of conversations between each other, men and women, and just to make the whole period, menstruation, bleeding story just normal. There's really nothing taboo, there's nothing gross, there's nothing dirty about it, and it is a beautiful thing that should be celebrated. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please do give it a like and also comment down below if you have any questions about the menstrual cup and what you would like me to answer in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I appreciate you guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. As a female, this fucking fly, oh my god! Why are you always in my room? Briefly on Instagram, and a lot of you guys had questions.
I didn't catch that.
Wow.
Try again.
Siri, I'm not speaking to you, bitch.
I won't respond to that.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Fucking fly.